Happy Sunday, everyone. How are we all? Here we are again. Episode 22. So, to start things off, we'll rattle the old cube around. Pop the old cork. I've got a sneak suspicion I'm going to need this. Yeah. Cheers. 22, best episode. Yeah, not wrong. You are not wrong. Not wrong at all there, Sneeze. Best number. But yeah, everyone, thank you for joining. See what today brings. Lucius rolling in with the 44 months. Jesus kind of meat. Sure. Someone's planning to watch the Mighty Boosh by the looks of it. On top of that, Durs, how you doing? And Just Smith, how are you both? Yeah, I don't think really I've got much to report. So, with that said, we'll just bring everyone in. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
How are we?
Good evening.
Oh.
I think we are all full at this point.
Yep.
Stuffed to the brim.
Huh? With what you're reeing for? Why the re?
I couldn't think of anything to take.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the 37 months, I guess.
You should have
Yeah,
just
no,
typed
no.
the tasty yellow beef.
No props.
I appreciate it, thank you. Hey, Rayvon. Yeah, let's bring the dreary music down on that one, and I'll bump up cacophony. So, there we go. So yeah, episode 22. Huzzah!
Even number, nice.
Even number, nice. Yeah. Anyone got anything they want to bring to the table?
Like
Got
a
coffee.
confession.
Coffee. Fresh. What?
Jump?
Sorry, Jump.
I said like a confession.
Have you got a confession you want to share with us?
I don't know. It feels very Vanya-y right now.
Okay, no. You know, the eyes of the world are upon you. What? Hang on. What is thy confession, young child?
I haven't done anything,
There we go.
bad or illegal or anything. So there's my confession. I don't know if that's what you wanted. I'm getting nervous. Anyone else?
This moment in time is purely for your confession.
Kelly?
What?
Confess.
Confess what?
I don't know. Just get him off of me.
Anyway, we can use that as a segue as how our last episode started with a confession.
Oh!
See how I fucking did that? I'm
Oh,
a
holy
genius. God
shit! Go,
And that's why you get paid the big bucks.
With a capital schmoo.
Lord Lucius, if you would be so kind, do continue.
You're gonna be doing this all session.
Probably.
Probably, indeed. So yeah, we started out with Vanya setting the stage, waking everybody up when they didn't need to be, making a big hoo-ha over her dress. And she was gonna, I'm pretty sure, ask everybody about her dress, and Teresa was just like, I confess, get fucked. How'd you like them apples? And she was like, fair enough. I didn't totally just plan this whole thing and spend all morning rearranging the entire bar so I could so I could do this, but okay. So yeah, Teresa stealing Vanya's thunder, apologizing, which was a big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm,
and then saying she would. You say you'd replace her dress,
mhm.
and then everybody went about their fucking morning business. Oh shit! It's that cake riffing on me. Oof. Teresa went to gather her catchers, checking her snares, traps, and stuff, and took them back to fucking what's his name?
Garlic.
Garnak.
Garnet.
I know what his name is. I just wanted her to say garlic because it's funny. So Garnak to get some tan stuff. I believe she left with some items. What did you get? Some archery braces and some fluffy bunny slippers.
I got the archery bracers, which I totally forgot to ask about that item.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yep.
So
And she placed a
so did
special
I.
order to be picked up later.
She also went out for way and ordered and paid for. Did you pay for them, or did you just say that you were paying for them?
I said I was paying for it?
Yeah, you didn't pay for them yet.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, was it 5 barrels for the man to fill it with stinky piss for tan and leather?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, Teresa did that. Vanya and Cypher continued their tutelage under their opposing masters. Vanya picked out a poor dumb schmuck on the way there to be like, you will be my first victim. And yeah, he seemed pretty cool about that. Being
wouldn't
kicked out
call
of
him-
office.
I wouldn't call them victims.
What would you call him?
An experiment? It's a helpful project.
Okay.
Okay.
The hopeful project. Schmuck. Yeah, I believe he used to work for local government and was kicked out of office when.
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah.
Part of the like district administration,
Would that be for
lower streets.
Lower Streets District? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then we did some magic stuff and some other stuff. Cypher finally mastered Speak with Dead.
So,
That's all. He can speak with the dead. Whoa. What did Gary get up to in that moment?
Garrett was carrying on with his preparation for the great forgery.
That is correct. Yes, he's taking his time because being hung is definitely a way to spoil your day.
being
Actually,
hung,
not. Didn't you start on the hidden drawer press?
Yes.
That's what you're doing. I remember now, because you can't have fucking people or guards coming in and be like, snap inspection. What's this? Don't worry about it. So that's what he did, and then into the darkness we went. And it was dark. It was very fucking dark.
it was very fucking dark indeed.
Very fucking dark. So yeah, we took the first branch to the right, found a large room with lots of side rooms, did a little bit of spelunking, and then we were rudely interrupted by fucking a creepy... I wanted to say a bird thing because it's got like a beak, but it also has teeth, which is just weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, claws, teeth, beak, and silence is what that brought to the table, and it nearly killed Falco.
Yeah.
Nearly killed Garrett, and poor Vanya didn't walk away unscathed either. Cypher, however, did. Champion. Get fucked. So yeah, it was a fierce battle. It tried to run away while it was on its last legs, but we were like, no, get fucked. We chase you down and we burn you to death. Because if in doubt, set on fire. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. It's worked in other campaigns. It seems to work in this one as well. Who'd have thought?
Hey. Yeah. Yep. Sorry, I was taking a sip. Anyway.
Cheers.
Yeah, and we ended the session after we'd sort of explored the central chamber and the right-hand chamber, and we'd retreated back because everybody was fucked. And we might need some backup and some probably maybe some doors and frames. So maybe a trip to Dwen's in his order.
Smart.
Yeah, Dwen, bring the shop. What? All of it. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we'll see what the fallout was, because we ended as we just got back into the basement.
Absolutely. So with that then, before I take us back into the scene, Sneeze, thank you for those 49 months of subscriptions. I appreciate you. Don't kill Vanya. As I said in chat, I try every week, but it never works. Yeah. Rayvon, Miss Silent Kill, welcome in. Again, you've not missed much, apart from the recap, but you were here last week. You know what happened. All right. In that case, let's cast our mind back till the end of last episode. Having fought this creature known as the Quiet One, something that was drawn out from the city below, you managed to fight it off and make your way back through the tight underground tunnels back into the cellar of the Baron's Folly, slamming the door behind you before immediately all of you collapsing onto the floor to catch your breath. Falco, as he rests against one of the large chests on the back, exhales deeply. Oh, fucking hell, at long last, somewhere that's familiar. He winces, gripping the closed wound on his stomach, but again, the worn leather armor having been torn asunder, now revealing this slowly closing, scarred flesh beneath it, and he casts a glance between you all. So, thumbs back to the chamber. That was different. That's not rats.
That should not have been here.
You know him?
Yes, I know what that is. I've heard of them before. It's called a Quiet One.
I get it, because they're quiet.
Well, they make you quiet when you're too close to them and you can't do magic.
Should have named it like the scary one.
Well, Vanya, I'll go back to the city below and let them know it needs to be renamed. Easy as that.
isn't everything in the city below the scary one, though.
Correct. Yes, you're quite right.
Then it can be like the scary 1-1.
Ah, we got a scary one too. Is that? Oh, shite.
Well, let's.
Let me have a look at those wounds, Falco.
That potion did me well, but and he leans back, pries open the gash in his leather armor, and again, the healing potion given to him was enough to start the process, as his earlier shouts and screams were evidence of, but it's still not completely and fully healed.
I'm afraid that's going to need a few stitches before rebinding.
Oh, of course it is. Lovely. Oh, fuck's sake, any chance I could get a bit of an advancement on me pay to, he points. Cover you or yeah.
I think, as it was costs incurred of business, we shall cover any costs on your part.
Alright, I'll have to. In fact, could you put in a bit of a word with that nurse lass on Market Row and see if she could, stitch me up? Hey, actually.
No need.
Oh no. Oh, oh no. Shh.
It's alright, I'll help. Cypher goes and starts grabbing his arms.
What, here now? Oh no. I'm feeling so much better at the minute. Yeah, so much better.
Sit down.
Yes, miss.
Cypher, run and get Falco a drink, please.
Okay. He runs off.
Garrett, I can heal him with the word, regale him while he rests. My lips are like
Why
magic.
don't you go and help Cypher get him a drink?
Oh.
Okay. She turns in.
You just hear as you're departing. I mean, if I wouldn't mind a bit of bedside manner, and then as he says that, he looks towards Reza and just shuts up. Don't mind me.
Never.
Mm-hmm. Garrett, what are you doing?
I will unpack my medical kit. Find a nice small needle. the good quality catgut. And wait for Falco's drink to arrive, which I'm going to use some of to clean his wound.
Yeah. Okay. So, in that case then, Vanya, Cypher, as you make your way through the cellar, up the stairwell, into the kitchen, you find the usual man in his usual spot, stood by the stove. Hello, mate. Why?
It was a big monster. I need a drink. It's not for me. It's for Falco.
Yeah, one that heals.
Cypher looks at Anya and he goes, positivity.
It could change. Like, he wouldn't even notice that he's hurt.
It's locked away though.
It's in Garrett's room.
Never mind.
Oh, no.
Later on. Maybe later on, yeah?
No. You're totally right. That's exactly what he needs.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Cypher. Like, how do we, I mean, you've seen him get in there several times. How do we get in there? You go get in. I will be right behind you.
Okay. Seven runs off the Garrett's room.
Oh
Bunny's
no.
gonna follow behind him.
He's gonna go in the room. Look out for any traps that he set for Vanya.
She's gonna stand outside the door waiting on him because she suspects that there would be traps for her in there.
In that case, Cypher, I'm going to leave this over to you.
Yeah,
What I can say is that I'm aware that it was locked away in a drawer.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna go to his desk and try all the drawers and see which ones are locked.
You begin to, rummage through the drawers, and you find that there are 2 drawers that are locked. One that moves ever so slightly, as if it was a, just a basic lock, and then another drawer that's does not move at all. As if it was reinforced.
He's gonna go with the basic lock because the reinforced one didn't budge at all, and he's like, I don't know if I can open that.
Okay.
And he's gonna hunt around the table for any like leftover tools that Garrett uses for woodworking, just so he can use it as a jimmy. Because he's seen him do it before, put 2 things in and then jimmy it, and so he's gonna try and get 2 little tools, like a little hook or something, to see if he can jimmy the lock on the weaker.
And
So-
Vanya, while he's
Go on,
doing this, is going to give him words of encouragement to inspire him to do better.
So, first thing I want to ask for is roll me a performance check, please, Cypher, just to see, Garrett's not one for leaving things out willy-nilly. Garrett puts shit away. So you manage to go through the room, and again, you find a chisel and a few other small implements, along with a very small and thin iron rod, which could be used. But due to this, and with it being done in haste, you do leave a number of tools and drawers askew, out of place, or just randomly lying around. You don't trash the place, but it's definitely done in haste.
Okay. And he's gonna, with his tongue half hanging out the side of his mouth, he's gonna slowly try and pick the lock.
Roll me sleight of hand.
Does he get advantage with me inspiring him?
You're trying to help him. I will.
Yeah.
Roll me a sleight of hand as well, Vanya.
Let's see.
And we'll do it as like a joint advantage. So
And as she does this, she's gonna say, "All your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them."
all right. Takes you a while, good 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, but eventually, Cypher, you do manage to just break the lock, which does unlock it.
Oh, I did it! I did it! Shh! I did it!
It's so good. You did so good.
And he's gonna open the drawer.
Okay. There is a single sheet of parchment in this drawer. And only a single piece of parchment.
I was gonna look down and try and read it.
Cypher, what are you? What? That doesn't look like a bottle. What? Cypher.
He's just gonna pick up the piece of paper, turn it so it faces her, and just hold it up.
She probably can't read it from that far, can she?
No. So he just walks forward, puts it right in her face, and like stuffs it into her hands and keeps walking.
What? Cypher, what is this? That not what we came for?
No!
But now my fingerprints are on it.
Did you read it? It's his. Nice try, Vanya.
She looks down and reads it. Drops the paper, drops her head, and then follows behind Cypher.
It's also written in beautiful calligraphy as well. It's obviously something he's taken time on doing, knowing that it's going to be read.
Cypher storms out, walks in the bar, just grabs the first bottle he comes across as he's walking past, and just continues walking.
Cypher's gonna be behind him. He's like, are you mad? Like, don't be mad at me, Cypher.
I'm not mad at you.
We can pick the other drawer at some other time. What?
I got the drag.
Thank you. Took you a long time. Was it hard to find?
There was a ruckus.
Obstacles. You know, couldn't find the best thing for him, but, you know, we got what we got.
Reza's just staring at both of them. Can I insight check to see if she can read what happened from Vanya's face?
Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
You have no idea.
Okay, cool.
You have the impression that, you know, it took them a while. But as for the specifics, there is no way you'd know.
Got it.
So I'm just gonna let you roll dice. You know, you know me. You asked to roll an actual skill, and I will meme you.
Mm-hmm. Did you have fun?
I did actually, but yeah. So
You're
no,
welcome.
as you know, you would definitely be able to pick up that. They're being shifty as fuck. But that's, you know, it common sense. It took them a while, and they're being shady. Things are definitely not as they would seem.
So she just kind of stares at them a little bit. She's holding Falco's hand and patting it like he's a little child.
And you see Vanya pull food out of her satchel. Yep, we got the drink. And you know that, like, she's upset about something.
Reza would know that because they've had a whole conversation about this.
Falco just sat there with a grasping hand towards Cypher and Vanya. Oh God.
What's wrong, Vanya? Are you struggling to find the positivity of the situation?
We could have completely helped him and erased all of his fears.
What are you talking about?
But I can do that with speech.
Oh no.
Oh, please don't. Give
The
me a
bottle,
drink.
please.
There you go.
Thank you. And I tips him over the needle. Hand the bottle to Falco.
Who downs it? He's there with his bottle in mouth, just glugging away.
And if you could hold him and possibly give him a little distraction, that would be helpful.
So as someone's holding him, Vanya gets in his face to distract him.
Falco's leaning back as far as he can on this wooden chest. I'm certainly distracted.
Yeah, worry is a misuse of imagination. Do not worry.
I'm not worried. With this bottle in mouth.
And mimicking the movements that I've seen Lamorna do many times. I pinch the skin close and start to sew. In very small, very tidy stitches.
All right, roll me a medicine check just to see how distracted Falco is through all this.
That might have been his best medicine check, yeah?
It 100% is the best by a magnitude of at least twice.
Yes. So, with Falco currently being pseudo-interrogated by Vanya, who's, I would imagine by this point almost on top of him, looking down as his back's pressed onto this wooden chest. He's then got Reza at his side, Cypher on the other side. You manage to not only quickly but easily and painlessly stitch Falco up in record time before he even really notices.
There, that wasn't so bad, was it?
The hand comes out and Falco tries to put his hand on Vanya's face to push her away. Why is it done already? What?
Do you feel inspired?
I'm certainly feeling something. God. Fucking hell, you have done it all. So,
It makes me feel great.
good. So,
Well, keep that covered and clean.
I will.
Try and take it a little bit easy. Let the others do the heavy lifting.
Oh. Is that an order from way on high?
Well, you are the head of security, after all.
Oh, Kruger's workload's about to get fucking busy. Oh, poor bastard. Oh, well. Appreciate it. All of you. Thank you for, not only stitching me up, but distracting that. That's a point. And Falco points towards the door. The fuck are we going to do about all that?
It will have to be cleared. And the points of access blocked. Because I'm not happy about a goddamn portal to hell underneath my home.
Yeah, I mean, that's... Falco looks around the rest of the group.
I mean, especially if we want to use some space down there. That big room was really cool, right?
Well, it's not just that, but where was the creature running to? It was trying to get away from us, I imagine, but why wasn't it going back to where it came from?
What if that was where it came from?
Exactly.
Say portal? Did somebody see a portal, or is that like an expression?
It's a figure of speech.
Oh. I don't know anything about portals, so...
Well, and I'm assuming I'm saying this as we're, like, walking back upstairs or something, I don't know, but,
Okay.
like... A creature from the city below, in our basement. How else would it have gotten there if there isn't a way from our basement to the city below? It's definitely something to think about.
Isn't
Oh.
technically the basement below the city? So
They're
wouldn't it be
very
the city
different
below?
things, Vanya. Very different.
Yeah.
Well, let's all get upstairs somewhere fresh air, clean, and we can talk about this further.
Okay.
So yeah, with that, you would all, make your way through the cellar, up the stairwell, into the kitchen, and eventually back into the central chamber of the Baron's Folly. If I remember rightly, you did this around mid-ish day, so there would be the lively atmosphere of the tavern now beginning to burst into life. The regulars are in, a few other unfamiliar faces, but nothing out of the ordinary. Just off in the corner is Errol, stood by the weapon stand, keeping a ever watchful gaze on the punters so that no one would start any shit or kick off. Lyella running drinks and food around the tables, along with Yulin behind the bar. And are you staying in the tavern in the back in the usual table, or are you heading elsewhere?
I think we'll head up to my room.
Okay.
So, making your way through the bustling interior of the Baron's Folly, you head to the stone stairwell that curls round to the corner of the building and begin to make your way up the stairwell and eventually onto the first floor. Stepping out into the long corridor and making your way down, eventually coming to Garrett's door. And on that, I'm going to mute up and leave this all to you. Crack on.
Oh, we're going into your room, Garrett?
Yes, I'd rather the ne'er-do-wells that drink in our bar to listen to our private conversations about secret underground rooms.
Oh, that makes sense. Like, isn't yours like the furthest away?
Well, yes, and it's the one big enough to accommodate everyone.
And it's got chairs.
Yeah, and I don't want you guys kind of messing up mine and Cypher's room, because, well, I mean, we can go in here.
Well, I'm so glad you approve.
Okay.
I open my door, cast my eyes across my tables, stand for a second, tilt my head to one side, notice what's left out on my desk, and say nothing.
Von just is looking at Cypher.
Cypher doesn't care. He's already forgetting it's happened.
Does Reza see the piece of paper on the floor outside the office?
Absolutely. Yeah, it
So
was
she
left there.
picks it up and just reads it and says, Vanya, I think you dropped something, and holds out
No.
a piece of paper to her.
No, I never drop things. I put it in my pocket if it's mine.
Oh,
No,
so
no, I haven't dropped anything recently.
this isn't yours. Oh, all right. Well, so she just sets it
might
on
be
Garrett's
Cypher's.
desk.
It's not mine. It's got your name on it.
Let me take a look at it. I mean, you can give it to me if it's got my name on it.
It's sitting there on the desk.
She swipes it up, looks at it real quick, folds it up, puts it in her pocket. It appeared to have my name on it, so apparently it was mine. It's now in my pocket.
Oh, good. I'm glad we resolved that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lose that if my name's on it.
Yes, it's
Nope.
best to keep things in their proper places. Put away when you're finished using them, and well respected of other people's things.
Yeah, and whenever you make things, special things, they come back to you, right? What are we? What are we doing here? I'm ready. She sits down, trying to change the subject.
Vanya's been really weird since we tried to open the drawer for that bottle.
Cypher! Listen, okay, because we don't keep secrets here, right? Obviously, Cypher and I came up here because we thought that the positivity would help out Falco, and I'm pretty certain it would have. Like, he wouldn't have felt any pain. It would have, cured him. I think these concoctions that I'm able to make with the society, I think it's just gonna change lives, and it could have changed Falco's life, but we couldn't get in to get it. Because you knew I would try. How'd you know?
Because I know you, Vanya.
Is Falco still with us? Did we bring him up to the office?
Did you?
I thought we sent him off to rest.
Oh, did we? Okay.
I mean, his room would be, like the end of the corridor. So yeah, Falco at this point, having heard all this, with the door still open and everyone's still there, he's just slowly opening his door. He's like, just gonna be in. Just gonna be in here. Hey.
You could have been better.
Go rest.
Sure.
Go
Aye.
rest.
He wipes his brow, having survived a attempted poisoning. Nods to himself, thinks, "Oh, dodge that one." As he lays down in his bed. Meanwhile, back in Garrett's room.
I don't think that's the time or the place to test out an untried potion on someone with that amount of blood loss. It very well could have killed the man.
Oh, you're right. We like Falco, don't we?
Well, I don't want to be looking for a new head of security.
He does a good job. I grabbed all those books and things. Do you want me to? I can go thumb through them and read them. Do you want me to go do that right now, or?
I'd like you to read them, but I think we ought to get our plans set out first.
It's a good idea. Falco's fine. So let's get our plans in place. Right, Cypher?
Right. So what we want to do? Do we want to use the rooms, or do you want to just block it all off?
I would like to be able to use them. The access to the lower portions of the city I would like blocking off and barricaded. So should we need to, we could enter. But I'd rather not have any more surprises.
So we need to clear it out first, right?
Yes.
But no, because you hurt. Look, you got red on you.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Well, look, Vanya, you're hit. Cypher pokes the wound.
What was that?
He poked her wound.
But I would say, as we've already cleared out a lot of the minions down there, I would like this to be done sooner rather than later, so they don't repopulate.
Well, me and Vanya and the three guys could maybe clear out small fries, you know, the little slimes and stuff.
Wait,
I
by repopulate, like, how are they doing that? Are they fornicating, or are they, like, splitting apart? Like,
They split.
how quickly does this happen?
Oh.
So moving on, we need to clear out anything that's down there. Find some way of blocking the lower levels. I say when we go down there, we take a lot more torches and light up the areas as much as possible, so we're not fighting things in the dark.
I have
Yeah.
2 iron doors, Cypher. Like, we were talking about that, like, like, before we came up here. Like, would
You got
that
2?
kind of block it off? But yeah, I've got 2. How many levels are there?
Well, we've been in 2 rooms down there so far.
We're gonna need more than 2, aren't we?
Yeah, we just want to block off the middle one because there was kind of nothing there, and it just kind of looked like there was that big crack in the wall at the back, and it's just full of slimes.
Yes, maybe we'll find something to fill that big crack in with cement or the light.
Maybe just hire some dwarven builders to just build a wall, at the end of the corridor.
We'd only like to bring in people to this area that we trust, though. I wouldn't want the powers that be learning of our extra living space, taxes and the like.
may I propose a thought?
Propose away.
So, and Reza's just kind of been sitting quietly listening to them all talk. I think that we need to be prepared for any other creatures we might find down there. Have any of you ever been to the city below? Do you know what it is?
It's
Ron, you raised
a
your hand.
city below.
That's what I've heard from Cypher. But I mean, not specifically from Cypher, but I've heard people say that same thing.
Why don't you educate the children in this matter?
Oh, child.
Is Cypher the children?
Yes, you are. No, sit down, be quiet. I'm only going to say this once.
But she can fit in the same dress.
What did I say?
Continue.
The city below. That is an understatement. It is a labyrinth of streets, structures, some sort of ancient cursed city.
Like a maze?
It is massive. What did I say?
Like a labyrinth, like a maze?
I said sit down and be quiet.
We're not allowed to ask questions.
No, you're not.
Fine. Continue. Apologize.
Nobody knows how large the city below is. It may be larger than Novostoya, larger than Soma. It emerged catastrophically 50 years ago or so. I can't remember exactly when, before I was born.
So, can I ask you a
What did
question?
I say?
Well, you said that it was larger, but like it couldn't go beyond that. Does it go down, like multiple levels down? Is that what you mean by being larger than a city?
Reza just stares at her.
I'm just trying to understand the
Be
magnitude.
quiet.
Sorry. Wait, last question. How many levels?
Nobody knows. Nobody has survived long enough to explore it all. Most of the people who have gone into the city below never come out. And if they do... And at this point she gestures to herself. They are changed forever.
You've been changed.
There are creatures within the city below, undead, all of them, who want only to kill you and rip your soul from your body.
Undead, huh?
The quiet ones are some of the largest and most dangerous, but there are things worse in the city below. There are swirling black masses with grasping hands. They're called anguishers.
What are
They feed on the suffering of those who've died down there. And then there are the haunts. Come through the walls.
They're not bound by walls?
No, they're spectres. Catacomb haunts.
So even if you put a door up, like if you put an iron door up, like they could still go through those?
Reza just stares at her.
She's completely like entranced in this story. They'll go through those doors too.
The city below contains incredibly powerful, incredibly ancient, incredibly dangerous magic.
My childhood story.
It is extremely problematic if there is a way for creatures from the city below to get into our basement. Which is why it is critical, like Garrett said, that we address this problem as soon as possible. I would propose, Garrett, and she says, turning to Garrett, I would propose, since I am entirely uninjured, that first thing tomorrow morning, I can go down there with whomever you deem fit, scout out the place, try and find where they're coming in, and figure out a way to close it off.
By tomorrow morning, I will also be well enough to come with. I think moving forward, we ought to tackle this in two ways. Both the physical and the not so physical. If we can find a way to block access from normal corporeal things, that's half the problem dealt with. Then our student friends with us might ask their instructors of a way to ward the area from the more spiritual things.
I like warden sigils. And Cypher starts doodling on the wall in a piece of charcoal.
Yes, something
Sound-
powerful enough to keep out the things Reza's told us about.
Maybe I can go like talk to the botanist. Maybe there's something we can burn, or because I mean I don't think I can get them to sign a contract, right? So maybe there's some kind of thing that I can burn or rub on the walls. I don't know. I can go ask the botanist. You know, we're kind of close. She listens to me.
Russell
Of
laughs
course you
slightly.
are.
I don't
But
know. That's my.
failing that, I'm sure Cypher's instructor might also be of use.
Okay, I can ask.
I'll go with you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
See what he knows about it all. If you don't mind.
Well, me.
You know,
In
we
that case,
mm,
we have a plan. We will stock also, whilst you're doing this, I will stock up on torches, lantern oil.
Maybe some lumber from Dwayne so I can build stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Barricades.
Very much so. Anything's a good start. Because I saw those metal grates, but if we could cover the metal grates with something heavy, that might help somewhat with the smaller things at least.
How about some cargo crates? Leftover cargo from down in the cellar. Just cover it up. For now.
Yes, that might work too. But until we get a good reconnaissance of the area, making plans on how to block things, I think, are a bit moot, because it's no sense taking something the size of a door when there's something the size of a wall that's required.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe some dwarven builders, but yeah.
mm. Well, do you say like we do this now, or do I have time to kind of read through my satchel, or
We can just do it in the morning. You need to
okay?
rest up because yeah, you look terrible.
No. Well, she looks at herself and she's like, You're probably right. I mean, I can do some light reading before I go to bed."
Okay. No reading out loud though.
You don't. I thought you liked it. Whatever.
No, it's weird.
Okay, I'll read. I'll read in my head. I'll stop reading to you.
Makes me
And
anxious.
let's not experiment with anything found in those books until you've read the whole thing, in case there's warnings or counters that need to be dealt with first.
I should be able to pick up on those. Should be. But yes, so it's probably good that I'm not reading them aloud and in my head. Because that could definitely.
Always finish a book before you experiment from it.
And never judge a book by its cover, right?
No, you generally judge books by the cover. That's how you know you want to read them.
I definitely want to read these.
Fuck's sake.
Don't act on anything you read in those books without consulting with Garrett, please.
What if it's something that I'm
No.
familiar with?
No. Just no.
Okay. I will ask first. I'll ask first. Because, we work as a team and there is no I in team, correct?
Cypher's got his finger out. No, there's not.
And I can spread more positivity with us four than I can by myself, correct?
Now, incidentally, I know it won't affect anyone here, but my desk drawers from now on will be very, very trapped. Just in case of burglars, you understand? Because we're going to spend time away from the folly every now and again.
That makes sense, right, Cypher?
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. And just hopefully you remember all the traps that you've set so that you don't get traps on yourself or any of us. Maybe you should tell us of those traps so that if we need to get something for you.
Don't you have reading to do?
And I
I
have told you
do.
about them.
Yes, and that's why I don't enter your
Forewarned is
room.
forearmed after all. You know there's a trap.
Yeah, no, I know, but I don't know the specific traps and where they are. But you know,
But you're
Rez
far
is
too polite to go snooping in somebody else's private thing. So
No,
you
that's
don't need to worry about my traps.
no, you're right. That's why I stand outside your door.
God.
But
Yeah,
yeah, Cypher.
I was just gonna say, yeah, she did actually stand outside the door. I picked the lock. That is really good. Look, shh. I used a chisel and a little piece of wire, and I jimmied it. Isn't that cool?
I know. Because they were left out on my desk.
You should put them back.
The first rule of thievery is leave
Make
no
sure you get
tracks.
what you want.
Don't
Harry,
get
can you
caught.
teach us about thievery? And
I think you've got enough to be worrying about with learning about magics and contracts and the like.
But if I could be more slick. Okay, I've got some books to read.
Yeah, let's go
Rez is
read.
right. Yeah, Rez is right. So Vanya's gonna leave the room and go read her books
Okay.
in her room.
Cypher's gonna be obnoxious and literally just be peering over her shoulder, reading alongside her.
All right. I'll come back to you two in a moment then. So with Cypher and Vanya departing your room, Garrett, you're left with yourself and Reza.
They don't know how dangerous this is.
No, they don't. But you do.
I've heard stories. And I've been around these parts for a while now.
At least I'm not the only one who knows. It's a comfort.
I'm no expert. My areas of knowledge lie in other places. But you can't be around here for any length of time without hearing stories and the knowledge of people that go and do not come back.
Mm. Yes. Oh, Maria. She died down there. Horrible way to go.
I believe so. I've never wanted to pry into how you got your knowledge. I'm just glad that we have someone with us that is more of an expert than the rest of us.
Resonance.
And for not only that, I am glad you returned.
Thank you, Garrett.
Now, if I can just find a way to stop the children from trying to steal from my drawers.
Well, good luck with that.
I mean, they'll be very upset when they find out it isn't even in my drawers. The thing they're looking for.
Yes, but it'll be fun watching them try to find it, won't it?
Absolutely.
Right. I think you need to rest as well. I will go and make my own preparations.
Yes. A rest might be in order.
Rest well, Garrett.
Rest well, Ritha.
She gets up and leaves and goes about her business.
All right. So, with Reza departing from Garrett's room, the sound of the heavy lock behind her from Garrett's door, I'm going to call a quick refill and pee break. And yeah, have a think on... I would imagine you're all wanting a short rest now.
Oh, God.
Yes, please.
Yeah? All right. So, for those who aren't familiar, a short rest is an 8-hour sleep. So, yes, you will obviously, take some time out to rest, recuperate. But also, if there's anything else that you're, again, Vanya, I know you're wanting to have a read through those scrolls and tomes that you found. So, yeah, have a think on what you may be doing on this brief downtime. And then we'll pick up in a moment after our break. So, we will be right back. No, not yet, Smith. Not yet. It's a fresh bottle. It's a fresh bottle. The rum in that glass, yes, I did. So, be right back. Thank you, Durs. In fact, actually, before I dash, let me double check and just see if have a quick catch up on that there Twitch stuff. Deez, thank you for the fucking hell for the 52 months tier 3 resub. A little late, but better late than never. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Apart from that, I think we're all caught up on stuffs. Durs, just very quickly, I did notice you're going for your IT certificate. Good luck with that. Enjoy. It's something I used to do many years ago, working in IT. It is rewarding. It's a good time, but yeah, I eventually. So yes, with that, I will be right back.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
I knew you guys didn't go on a rest either.
Short rest.
A travesty has transpired.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, my ice is not frozen.
Sad panda.
I am very so.
It's one of those first world problems, right?
It is. I refuse to despoil my pirate's grog with Pepsi, so that can only be drunk neat. So we're gonna have to downgrade to the Kraken. Kraken and Coke.
Classic.
And also check up on these DMs. Yep. Okay. That's that to Lee. Oh, okay. Reza. Okay. So while I wait for those DMs to come in, we shall pour ourselves a quick drink.
Some fucking scheming going on.
Yeah. Kraken doesn't hold a candle to Pirate's grog.
What do you mean, scheming between us? What am I left out of?
I assume the DM and Reza are scheming.
Yeah, and also the DM and Garrett.
Garrett's always scheming though.
Cypher and Vanya feel left out. Maybe we need to start scheming.
Yeah, maybe we do.
I
think you've schemed enough for one day.
Way to call us out.
Fair is fair.
I just like that Cypher went along with it. Like, it was so easy.
Wow. Okay. See how it is.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that she's gonna try to manipulate you into anything and everything, because that's it. She likes you. You're her roommate. She would never do that.
Cypher,
not-
on the other hand.
Hmm?
But Cypher, on the other hand. You never know.
Oh, you would manipulate Vanya?
I guess you'd never know, really, would you?
No. I mean, she allows you to mess up her room and she cleans it up every night without even bitching.
Yeah, on about he sleeps in the cupboard or under a bed. Doesn't even fucking make a mess.
No, you mess up her closet.
That's your closet's fault for having stuff in it when Cypher wants to be in it.
So
It's just so sporadic.
Vanya, I'm gonna finish with you. So, Reza, Garrett, Cypher. Is there anything in particular that you're doing over the next sort of 8 to 10 hours of resting or having a rest period?
Cypher's been obnoxious to Vanya.
Okay.
I think Rez is just sitting down in the bar, pretending to drink and helping keep an eye on shit since Falco's down and just kind of thinking.
Okay. Garrett.
Garrett's had his usual amount of rest,
Yeah.
and he's worked on the seal for a while, and then been sketching some notes about how possibly to block the entrances to the basement, and generally kept himself busy.
In that case, I'm going to ask you to roll me a quick check with your Tinker's tools, if you'll be so kind.
Ooh.
I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So with that, the
Sorry, that should have been 20 plus 7 plus.
Holy
4.
shit!
Yeah, because I've got +7 to Tinker's tools.
You have. Do you want to edit that in your thing for future? If I may have to do that, actually, I'll sort it later.
I think you might have to do
Yeah. Regardless, the seal apparatus to make the forged ID to enter the Coinflow district is progressing at an astronomical pace. You're now starting to get the imprints from this wax printing press almost perfectly. Just with a, you imagine another day or two of tinkering and you can get this thing nailed down perfectly to stamp out the perfect wax seal for the ID each and every time.
Sits there, feeling quite happy with himself then.
Meanwhile then, Vanya, what are you up to?
She is reading the books that she got from down below and tolerating Cypher being over her shoulder, although slightly irritated by it because she kind of wanted to have her space, but also it's like, you know, he wants to look, we'll let him look, but the breathing is kind of irritating her and it's hot on her neck. But she's looking through all of these mage books.
All right. So, what sort of things are you just reading one at a time, or are you just sort of flicking through them to see it to try and pick out bits of information?
So she started off with the first book reading it to identify if she recognizes like which kind of mage society it might possibly be, where it's coming from, before diving in deeper.
Okay, so in that case then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to roll me a investigation check and a arcana check if you'll be so kind.
All right.
So this is not to say whether you pass or fail, this is just a sliding scale of how much you understand. Eight and 11. So, as you begin to flick through the books, you're not too familiar with the terminology. While you do understand it, these tomes seem to be old, easily, 100, 200 years, to the point where each time you're fingering through the pages, you're doing it incredibly delicately as to not cause the parchment to basically disintegrate.
So it wouldn't be what she had studied, is basically what you're saying.
Correct. Yes, the vast majority of the anecdotes and paragraphs that you read seem to relate to things such as the city below, sealing the creation of the dead. As for a college, again, it's no school of magic that is around at the moment. It seems to be the ramblings and writings of a lone renegade mage from years past who was prying into the depths, into the city below. But every now and again, you do notice the odd annotation or comment that's been written in ink, and that appears to be a lot more recent. Run me a quick insight check.
Give me 1 second. Let me find it. It's real little on my screen.
21. Nailed it. You immediately pick up that while these tomes and documents are ancient, they were studied, annotated, and commented very recently. Perhaps 3, 4, 5 years ago by someone who potentially was below, who took shelter in these chambers.
Would I know, based upon those notes, what college of magic that they are from?
You definitely know they're not from the north. More than likely, it would either be from the Burak Empire to the east, or Novostoya's own Arcanist Guild, or at least someone who's studied. It's definitely not the annotations of the notes are not from the school that you're familiar with, and they're not from the southern kingdoms, but the Burak Empire and Novostoya have a very similar way of writing and describing the arcane arts, and it seems to line up with that. So you get the impression it's either someone native to Novostoya, or at least someone who is familiar with the Novostoyan or the Burak Empire style of teachings.
And upon further investigation, does she see any names or any kind of abbreviations?
No names. It doesn't appear to be that of a renowned scholar or mage, but perhaps a mage who went rogue, a renegade mage who's been trying to study the creatures in the depths off their own back. And again, with that insight check, I will say, I overheard Asmund mention that he did rent out the place for a while until it eventually got overrun with rats.
Okay. So with that, is there, now that she knows that it's not kind of her college of magic, she's going to dive a little bit deeper and identify what they were studying.
Okay. So are you foregoing your short rest to do this? Because there is you've managed to basically pull 3 tomes and a multitude of parchment notes. This would take a serious amount of time to study through.
Yes, I will pull that.
Okay, so you're not going to have a short rest. Is that correct?
Correct. So what was that? Was it 9 hit dice to take away? Yeah, because she's
yeah.
She's
yes,
completely
you just don't get a short rest. Yeah.
Okay.
In that case, then roll me a second Arcana check, and I will add this to your previous result to give you a little bit more information. 16, 17 in total.
She's reading it like a romance novel. She can't put it down.
Yeah, but on top of the continuous pain throbbing from the wounds you sustained by the Quiet One, you don't seem to take in absolutely everything. The general gist of the contents of these documents and tomes, is it appears that this researcher, this old mage, had found a way into this underground catacomb, this necropolis maze, and he was studying the effects of the magics there. That's the original intention, or the original study of this mage 100, 200 years ago. The more recent notes that were added from this other mage, from someone 5, 6 years ago, seems to be more akin to analysing what was written in the tome, as well as adding their own opinions and thoughts into the matter. And having read through, you are aware that upon finding this cavernous maw into the city below, the original ancient mage basically was experimenting with not only summoning the undead, but trying to investigate the source of this negative energy that was permeating from this chamber below, where he used to live. There's nothing in regards to sealing, because again, a lot of it is the investigation into why the undead are so prevalent just below this establishment, and along with the types of energies that are permeating. So nothing that is immediately useful to the current predicament, but in fact, any question? Do you have any questions or anything in particular that you would like to look for?
So does the book, so we understand that it's investigating undead.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any tests with it sounds like it's trying to control undead and then also eliminate undead. Do I see that?
Not so much eliminate, no. More the control of these roaming undead beneath the establishment.
Okay.
And the reason why they're there.
Question.
Yes.
So Cypher's looking over her shoulder while she's doing most of this. Does any of this stuff, this section here, is it familiar to any of the stuff Cypher's seen or read in the coroner's collection?
Roll me an insight check.
Good question, Cypher.
I want to ask a question, but I'm not there.
If you've got a question, if you want to talk amongst yourselves, out of character, I'm all for it. This is a chance to delve into a 200-year-old researcher's notes. If there is anything you want to discuss with Jump, go for it.
Well, I would just point out, Reza just told you the city below erupted about 50 years ago, but this guy was finding a way in 200 years ago?
Yeah, so here's the thing with her is she knows some history about portals and things like that, but she's got to be very careful on what she divulges. So, she will have to have that conversation with you about what you know.
No, I'm going to step back and let you all have a discussion about this, because there has been sprinkles of deep shit in what I've just said. So I'm gonna open it to you guys for a few minutes.
Okay, go ahead, Callie.
Well, I was just wondering, the city below, became, a thing publicly known 50-ish years or so ago, right? And that's what created like the vampire
Correct.
Crimson Court and everything. But I think it's very interesting. We've got the notes of a dude who was investigating the necropolis below the city before that event happened. So
You thinking this research is maybe the catalyst of what set off the events of 50 years ago?
it could be. I'm thinking maybe it's related, and we know the coroner is that old, at least. What does he know about this?
Would it have split? Would that have been around the time that it split the different mage colonies and?
So, I mean, in
Or would
regards
it have been
to
the catalyst for that?
Well, in regards to the mage schools, 50 years ago is when fucking Lee running off to get your tinfoil. That's fair. So 50 years ago, when the city below erupted and caused the Great Calamity, this was also the event that turned Astoria into a land of perpetual night, as the necrotic energies of the city below were unleashed upon the surface. That is also roughly around the same time, again 50 years ago, when there was this civil war between the north and south of Astoria, between the Soman natives, which is where Nova Astoria is, and the Raven Ravo natives in the north.
So, based upon those readings, would I have gotten any indication of, and forgive me if I'm not using
No, that's right.
correct terminology,
Yeah, it's fine.
but this would have been the place of the experimental portals and things like that? Would I not know that based upon these readings?
Based upon those readings, there wouldn't be. You raise a very good question. Do you know what? I'm going to ask you to just roll me a straight intelligence check.
Okay. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Okay.
I'm going to set this
Did
at
Cypher
DC.
learn anything, by the way?
I'm going to set this at DC 15 quick. Just while Cypher, with your insight check, what sort of answers are you looking for, or what questions do you have?
He's not looking at the grand scheme of things. He's looking at the research behind raising and controlling undead, mainly for his own purposes, because he doesn't care what happened 200 years ago.
No. Well, in that case, if you're just looking purely over the shoulder, yes, some of the terminology and a few of these spell diagrams do match. Son of a bitch. Do match certain incantations and diagrams and spells that the coroner has taught you.
And for Vanya, she's trying to match up what she learned through 7 years worth of school. If it's part of any history teachings and things like that that she has learned.
Yeah. Okay, so in regards to that, there isn't anything in particular in regards to portals. The vast majority of it seems to be the nature of what's been discovered, what's beneath this establishment, and there are a few mentions of a central obelisk.
Okay.
But there's the final sort of notes to it is, there were sightings and rumors of a central obelisk and whispers, but due to the sheer amount of undead, we could never get close enough. Your Superior, thank you very much for that 4 month. 5 month. 5-month resub. I appreciate it. Welcome in. How are you? Sorry about that. So yeah, any other questions in regards to the investigation of these ancient tomes?
All right, so it's predated. I'm just recapping here. Predated before any of like the mages have split into like
Correct.
their different quadrants.
That is correct. Yes, 200 years ago, before the land was plunged into eternal darkness. So yes, it's this. This is incredibly old, arcane.
And
texts.
we're getting a sense of they're discovering a central obelisk.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're trying to figure out how to control undead. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, yes.
Okay, so not killing them, but more controlling them and controlling the energies below.
Correct.
And we feel like this was 50-something years ago.
No. So the original text was 200 years ago.
Oh, 200 years
yes.
ago. Okay,
50 years ago is when the Great Calamity occurred in Novostoya, where fissures opened up in the ground and the hordes of the undead breached from the city below. And also, this is at the same period where the Crimson Court... In fact, you know what? I'm going to ask Reza to recap 50 years ago.
Oh boy. So traumatic. So, yeah, the solution was saying the hordes of undead poured out from below, and then was it like seemingly overnight that the darkness came and the nobility were changed into vampires, or did that happen over time? I don't remember.
It was over a short period of time, less than a year. Reza, you would know that a certain noble was assembled a party and was sent into the city below to clear it out. He eventually... rumors state he died and that a vampire returned, but due to what you know, you are aware that he didn't die. He became a vampire, converted the nobility into vampires, and basically assembled the Crimson Court, and 50 years later, they're still in power.
So, question, and this may be like an RP between Vanya and Reza, but would that have been the catalyst for them emerging from below?
For who emerging
For
from
who
below?
emerging?
The vampires within, like...
Yeah, I mean, the Crimson Court, the vampires came around 50 years ago, shortly after the city below opened up. Yes, that's
okay.
definitely true.
So that would have been whatever magic and whatnot underneath would have been the catalyst for all of that.
Yeah, and the Crimson Court were the existing nobles of the city.
Yes.
But they were turned into vampires.
Or at least those useful were turned into vampires. Let's put it that way. Those who weren't of use, who were just dead weight aristocracy, were culled en masse. Hence why there's 12 vampire lords, vampire lords or ladies in power.
So I do have one more question, if you will let me ask it.
Go for it.
Okay, so because this is new knowledge to Vanya, right? This isn't anything that she would have learned within her school, correct?
Yeah, this you would be aware of
The calamity, at least, right?
you would certainly be aware of the calamity. Yes. You wouldn't so you wouldn't know the reason why the Crimson Court Be a bit more specific. What are you asking me?
So if I divulge this to anyone, am I releasing any secrets that I know?
No. No.
Okay.
No. You're in regards to the secrets that you are bound to. No.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay. It's been a very sort of lore heavy out of. Any other questions?
No, I think that's it for me.
Okay. So with that, let's bring ourselves back in. Vanya, you're currently sat at the desk reading through the ancient tomes, glancing over 100, 200-year-old scrolls. Making notes yourself in your own journal in regards to the things you've found. Obviously, Cypher, you glance over the shoulder every now and again. A few of the symbols recognizable to you. And Vanya, you basically spend the next 8 hours just purely in bookworm mode. Head down, reading through, so you do not gain the benefits of a short rest. With that, eventually, morning breaks, or at least a slightly brighter night, should I say, overcomes Novostoya. Heralding a new day. What's everyone's plans?
So, Vanya hasn't slept, obviously. And as soon as she sees the day break and crack through the window, she must share what she has learned. So she is going to bang on Garrett and Reza's doors as soon as the smidge of a light cracks through her window, because she wanted to let them rest, of course, but also wants to let them know at the ass crack of dawn what's going on. So she's making the most noise as possible, and which, running out of the room, maybe have possibly woke Cypher up as well.
Yeah, Cypher had fallen asleep at the desk, drooled all over his doodle, so now he's got chalk all over his face.
And she's gonna go bang on doors.
Garrett, Reza, you hear these? Again, this would be before your usual, or at least Garrett anyway, before your usual time of departure. I would imagine.
Yeah. But I've been departing because I've finished my training. So I've actually been working in my room.
That is true.
Well, sometimes I go out, but I've generally been working on my own things early mornings.
So you weren't there? Is that what you're saying?
No, he is
I
there.
am there.
Yeah. So with the hammer of the
For
door.
once. There.
Garrett!
There's no need to shout, I'm awake.
Time is of the essence. I'm not here for anything else. I just need your ear. I mean, not physically. I just need you to listen. Like, can you meet us in mine and Cypher's room? I have to go get Reza.
Reza's coming up the stairs. She'd gone down to get breakfast for Garrett and bring it to his room. So she was meets him coming up the stairs.
Holy shit!
Everybody's awake.
Perfect timing, isn't it? Everybody, follow me and Cypher.
What is happening?
Let's go.
Your guess at this point is as good as mine.
She hands him some coffee and a bowl of breakfast sludge.
Thank you, I think.
Come inside. Come inside. I've been reading all night. Cypher has went and gotten me several cups of coffee, right? So that I can stay up all night reading this. Cypher.
I'm still awake. What?
Okay. Are we all in here?
Well,
she's cleaning her desk frantically of crumbs.
That's mine.
What is going on?
Taking his doodles back.
Cypher ate toast a while ago, and I saw the light, and I wanted
Get to the point. What is the point of this racket?
Cypher and I have read the many books that were within my satchel. I mean, I was reading them, but Cypher was over my shoulder. Apparently, he can read. Did anybody know that?
Of course he can read. I taught him myself.
It was news to me, and we had some titillating conversation. Okay, so summary, without reading through the entire book, I felt, we needed to know this before we went into the next phase, and she's just taking her pen and thumping the table because she has had way too much caffeine to try to stay up through the night.
Oh dear.
Okay, I am, this may be news to you guys. It may not be news. Well, I mean, it's not news to me. It may be news to you guys. I don't know. But, within my trainings, I don't really talk much about myself. But, when it comes to summons, we're not going to talk about how, I've been trained and how that affects me, but let me just say that within these books of what we have read, Cypher and I, at the same time while he has been over my shoulder and breathing heavily upon me, that these books that they're trying to test to control the undead. And that, I believe from reading upon these that they date back over 200 years ago. And here recently that they have been worked upon. And notations are most recently. And that they are trying to kind of get rid of some negative energy below, some undead energy below, and that's the reason why that they are here. I really think that I wanted to talk to you all first because I wanted to go talk to Asmund about why they were down there, who they were, what their names were, and this could have been some of the works and the catalysts of where we are today is what I've been reading through the night. Cypher.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
something about a central obelisk, which.
Yeah, I've drawn a doodle. It's
Did you see the drawing? It's very detailed.
right, does Reza know about the central obelisk?
Did you get that far?
That's the question. And I apologise for how I phrased this, but how deep did you go?
How deep did Cypher and Vanya
No,
go, or
no,
how
no.
deep?
No.
How deep did Reza go? Is the question.
I think they got pretty damn far.
Pretty damn deep.
Pretty damn deep. They penetrated the city below quite deeply.
Okay. Quite deeply. So you wouldn't have seen it completely up close, but at a certain point of exploring the city below, there would have been a moment where you would have reached a cliff face that you would overlook the central area to the city below, and just off in the distance, you know, easily a couple of miles away, you would have seen a large central, almost citadel-looking object, an obelisk that reached high up above. I don't want to give away too much, but
Yep.
yeah, you go on.
Does it resemble the small obelisk
Fuck you.
that... I'll take that as a yes.
It's it has
In
it's
design,
similar.
is it similar?
It's very similar. Yes.
Okay, so Cypher knows what it's for then.
So before Cypher begins,
I wouldn't say you know what it's
Oh, go
for.
ahead.
No, just very quick. I wouldn't say you know what it's for, but it's certainly
He knows what it could be used for.
correct. There are similarities to it. Yes.
It's just on a grander scale
Yes.
and magnitude. Okay.
so Vanya, full of caffeine, is gonna say, "Listen, I know we're supposed to speak the truth about things in our past. You know, I can divulge a little bit without divulging too much. But you know, I have learned about the past, and I'm fairly certain this is way beyond when we have, you know, separated into Saman and Ravon. Some of the gosh, I've just been up all night. Some of the other things. So this is way beyond where we are now. Is basically what I'm saying without giving up too much.
What's your point?
Basically that this could be, I believe from reading this and perceiving this, and Cypher, you're reading over my shoulder, you know things, that this was the reason why we are where we are today.
Wait, you're from the north?
I am from... Are you asking me where I'm from?
Yeah.
Oh, like... Okay, so I'm not really allowed to divulge a lot, but I can tell you that, you know, a long time ago, I came from a sanctuary where I went to a mage school.
Is that mage school located up north?
You know, there's a lot of mage schools that happen in the north, but mine is more miles from the Raven Shore.
You know, you could have just said yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and we will respect your boundaries and not push this. Thank you
Yes.
for sharing what you have.
Thank you. And I've learned a lot of like history about undead some things that go along that. But here's the thing, it's like I would rather spread positivity instead of, vanquishing the undead, just so that you guys know. And she winks at Reza. I have a different approach in curing negativity.
This is Callie being confused as to what we were actually just told in character. I have no idea.
Okay. So, in a nutshell, in character, you were just told that
she used
Vanya-
the word Rivon, right?
yeah, she came from Rava, the region to the north, which is basically a separate. There was 50 years ago, after the great calamity of Novostoya, those in the north broke away from Soma, from the from Novostoya, due to the Crimson Court, due to the vampires now taking power. So basically, those in the north are. There was a civil war for several years that continues even to this day, of the north of Astoya and the south, between Rava and Soma. And the Ravencourt Sanctuary is a well-known magical school that is very much opposed to the aristocracy, to the Crimson Court, to the vampire aristocracy of the city.
Okay.
To the point
What
where... So go on.
I was going to say, what did she tell us about what she read? Did she tell us anything about what she read yet? I'm very confused.
No, not really. She kind of
Okay.
rambled.
Okay, that's what I thought.
In Vanya style.
Okay, I
But
was very confused.
It has nothing to do with those courts and breaking away. It is before that time.
Cypher pulls out the notes. It's like 200 years. But the books are from 200 years ago, well before the calamity. Okay. Vanya's been awake a really long time and she's making no sense. But it's okay. We took notes.
So, what you're trying to tell me is those books that you have are about 200 years old, and they're talking about features of the city below, like the obelisk?
Yes. And that here recently. Oh, sorry, Cypher. But yeah. Add to this. But somebody has been studying, and I think we need to go talk to Osmond about who has been studying. But they've been studying the undead, correct? Cypher.
Recently? Somebody was studying it recently?
Like within the 4 or 5 years ago, right? It looks familiar to me. Cypher?
What she said. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
recent.
he was over my shoulder.
Now, I don't remember anything of significance happening around 200 years ago regarding undead and...
Were you alive 200 years ago?
But
course
I
he was.
do remember the sky becoming dark and the undead in the streets.
I thought that happened 50 years ago.
Which is why I just said.
I thought you said 200 years ago.
You need some sleep.
50 years ago, they were in the streets. Okay.
About 50 years ago. It was before... Yes.
But
There hasn't been any major undead activity 200 years ago to 50 years ago.
so
50 years ago is when the skies darkened. The undead walked the streets.
So something happened in the streets below, and it may have been within these books that caused that. Is what
If
I'm
it did,
saying.
it took 150 years to mature. People were
Podcast.
down there 200 years ago, indeed. It was a smaller city back then. Still big, but not as it is now.
So what are you saying, that my books have nothing to do with that, or they have everything to do with it?
What I'm saying is what is contained in your books may have been triggered 200 years ago and taken until the calamity to come to fruition.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Right? Cypher?
I have no idea.
Well, I know another person who was around 200 years ago.
You're not 200 years old, are you?
No, the coroner is.
Ah. Do we want him to look at these?
Probably because his obelisk
Yes.
looks a lot like this one.
Mm-hmm.
Did he?
What I think, Vanya, is that perhaps all four of us should attend your lessons today and have a group lesson, perhaps, on the city below with our friend, Coroner.
But before we get there, we have to stop and talk by my friend and see how he's doing today.
Your friend?
I do this every day.
Okay.
He used to work in the government.
Yeah. And he wants to see them fall.
Sure. And Reza just kind of looks at Garrett and sighs a little.
Cypher's met him a couple of times.
Yeah, she's trying to get him to sign a contract.
Yeah, his name was Thomas. Thomas. Faberlick.
What? Sorry. Go on. Thomas what?
Thomas Faberlick.
Verbeck.
Flablek.
Verbeck. Yes. Thomas Verbeck.
Flablek. Had it written down. Not really good with the dialect.
So good. I do it on purpose. Sorry, do continue.
So if I mean, it's first thing in the morning. I think we should head to the society, but we need to definitely stop by Thomas and see how he's feeling. Definitely want to make sure that his desires are granted. It's you guys don't have to talk to him. I can, you can wait to. It'll just take a couple of seconds.
Okay.
Thomas. All right.
Are we good to go now, yeah?
Yeah, are we good
Yeah.
to go? I'm already dressed, guys. I am in my most vibrant today. Today is not going to get me down based upon what I have read. Nope.
So, with that, is there anything anyone wishes to do before you depart the Baron's Folly and start on your somewhat short journey towards the society?
Can we check on the Gnarljack trap that we left at the back, at the door?
Absolutely, yeah. It's not been triggered. Definitely not been triggered.
That's all I wanted to know. Good to go.
Yes, yeah. So no, the Gnarljack trap in the cellar has not been triggered at all. It's still, as you get close to it, the jaws would start to quiver and shake. In anticipation for fresh meat, but again, you're well aware of the striking range of the Gnarljack traps, and you stayed just out of range. But yes, it's not been triggered yet.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, pretty much. If Gnarljack traps could talk, that they would be the butcher from Diablo.
Vanya is going to just collect a little bit of food for Thomas.
Okay. Today's menu is hare stew. No, it's hare stew. You know, it's rabbits were brought back by Reza. It's somewhat of an upmarket breakfast today. There's a few root vegetables tossed in. Quite a considerable amount of rabbit meat. So yeah, it's actually pretty damn good.
She's gonna grab a bowl of that to give to Thomas.
All right.
Garrett's going to lock his room up, but making loads of clanking sounds inside around his desk before he locks the door.
So, hare stew, I mean, it's H-A-R-E, but also actual, fur, hair. That wouldn't be it'd fit with the theme of the campaign. Don't you all agree?
I mean, it would, yeah.
It would.
Hare stew.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like noodles, only not.
He would cough up a hairball.
In fact, you know what? I'm gonna let's due to that, Vanya, as you step down into the kitchen of the Baron's Folly, you see, not Falco, Francis.
How about I call you the chef? Chef?
Francis nods. The chef. I mean, I don't know. Pretty good. Yep. Anyway, what am I do here?
A chef?
No, the chef.
The chef. Are you back on the positivity?
Something going on with the stream, or is it just me? It was just me. Never mind.
It's just you.
Yep, I refreshed and it was fine.
Are you back on the positivity? Because remember when you thought you were like a king? Now you're the chef?
No, I mean, I'm the king of the kitchen, so...
Listen, I have no time today. I appreciate just send me a note of what you would like me to call you, the chef, the A chef, some chef. But I need a bowl.
Linen mitt. Double-handed, like an oven mitt. Let me know.
That's perfect. I'll bring it back to you. Like,
No, I mean, I've got like 7 of them, so I mean, I don't rush to bring it back. I don't need them.
you have 7 of them? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got 6 now. If I give one to you, though.
Yeah, but if I don't return it every time that I take one to Thomas, then you would have none. So I'm gonna bring.
Oh, then you give me a new one, you bring
Why would I bring you a new one when I could bring you back the old one?
Well, because that one. And Francis points to the mitt that he's offering towards you. I mean, that's an old one, and it's hard to fray a bit. I mean, I could do with a few new ones. It's gonna be a whole bunch, yeah.
But it still works. Why would you just throw it away when it still... Listen, I'm gonna bring this one back, and if you need more, we can talk.
Lanya, we're waiting.
Hey, you're back.
Are we back?
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right, we are calling a quick BRB. Durs, what was the last thing you heard, if you don't mind me asking, before things decided to shit the bed? About another minute. All right. Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's fine. It's inconsequential. For some reason, the Twitch server just shat itself completely. So I've moved over to a new Twitch server.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, my upload speed is chef's kiss, but the actual Twitch server just decided to take a dump. Anyway, we're on a BRB, so I'm going to go and quickly... Shiny one, thank you. In fact, hang on. I've got to... let me... Oh no, the streamer gifting a sub. What the fuck's this all about? Shiny one.
Stop.
There you go. Have a welcome to the clown show. I appreciate you being here. have a sub. Cheers. Okay, we're gonna call a very quick BRB. I need to go break, as crude as it sounds, I need to go break the seal again. Cypher, entertain chat. I'll be right back.
That was a very entertaining cipher. Thank you.
What's that?
He just said cipher entertain chat when I'm gone. And there was silence.
I had to pay.
Amusing. Yeah, shiny one. We're really lucky with the group we've got. It's one of the best people to our period. I'm only saying that because half of them aren't here to hear me.
Yeah, fuck the other two.
Been a good session so far. We've learned some things about people. It's been good.
I mean, in a fucking roundabout way. Jesus Christ. Turn into the Stephen the Irishman. Fucking Braveheart. Lauren says, stop changing the fucking... changing the subject and answer the fucking question.
Meh.
That was genius. Welcome back, John.
What are we doing? We got things worked out?
Stream's back up.
Hmm?
People are back.
Yeah, we're back. Shiny, I did hear, because obviously I've got wireless headphones, but yeah, we're all blessed with the group we got. As a DM, it's nice that I can sometimes just sit back and let the group do their thing. It's excuse my choice of phrasing, but it's good shit. It's proper good shit.
It's also the reason why we have a 4-hour session and get nothing done. Apart from
that's true. That is true. Yes.
But that's what makes it enjoyable.
Yeah.
For us,
Again,
anyway.
you know, we're 22 sessions in. It's been good stuff. Yeah. I think we're just waiting for Reza to return. Is that right?
I believe so.
Oh, it is. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Shani. I said this to the players before we started. Last session there was a big fight in the cellar of the tavern that the party own, and that's kind of what we're discussing at the moment with this thing, you know, in regards to the city below, as this creature was recognized by one of the party members, and I knew this session would be a planning session, an RP session, so I didn't plan anything. I'm just here to welcome back. I'm just here to respond to the party's whims and wiles. So, with that, if we're all back, I will get rid of the BRB banner. Boop. And we'll dive straight back in. So, due to the issue with Twitch, Francis ends up giving Francis gives Vanya a mitt to carry the hot stew out. And Vanya, you begin to make your way out of the kitchen of the Baron's Folly back towards the rest of the party, who by this point are stood by the door waiting to depart.
Guys,
What?
we're ready to go, but you know, Reza,
Yes.
you can procure things, correct?
What are you talking about?
Well, you know, you're gonna get me a dress. You've gotten other things. Francis has a request. Apparently, his 7 mitts that he has is not good enough. This one in particular that I'm using to bring Thomas, which we're gonna go visit here in a little bit. He would like a newer pet. No, not pet. Set of these oven mitts.
Right, okay. It's just walk and talk. Come on.
Okay, I mean, I feel like they work just fine. They're not burning my hands. I don't know what he's wanting, but I mean, we can return these in a new set, like if you happen to talk to your guy. I don't know what his deal is. But, you know, whatever makes him happy, right? Let's make a positive Francis. Let's head to Thomas. You guys follow me. We stop and we talk to him every single day before we head to the society. He used to be part of kind of a governing body, and he's a little scorned by them, and I'm really trying to find out what his deepest desire is, and he wants the knowledge to know that they have fallen. So I've really been taking some notes. So this is good because we have some different perspectives to pick up on exactly what he wants. Because I want to make sure to get it right, because he's my first guy that I'm gonna work with. So you know, ask any questions that you have. whatever entices you. We're gonna be there for about 10 minutes, so he likes to talk.
Are we there yet?
He's right around the corner over here. He should be here. He's here every single day because I've told him for the next few days that I'm gonna stop by and talk to him. He doesn't know you guys are coming, but it's probably a good surprise, right, Cypher?
Ha!
So, with that, as you all begin to make your way down the alleys of lower streets, you eventually reach a point where there's a multitude of beggars sat on the side of the street, both, lining both sides, and just off to the far end, you notice a man who's the vast majority are looking pretty downtrodden, depressed, and unhappy with their current situation. But just at the far end, as Vanya's motioning, you see a gentleman in a long ragged robe, an incredibly long beard, who's got this, while he is old, seems to be extorting some youthful exuberance to him. He's there with this wide, childlike grin on his face, and as you begin to make your way down the street, he waves a hand towards Vanya.
Hi! Good to see you again, Vanya. Come close. It's...
Thomas, I brought you something, and I brought friends too.
Oh, is that so? Good. What's that?
He looks over towards the stew in hand.
I brought you some hair stew.
I mean, I can make hair stew myself just with this beard. I mean, you mean like gamey rabbit, like the big rabbit thing? Oh, I understand.
Yes, and caught by our own famous Reza right here.
Oh,
I'm not famous.
The old man looks towards Teresa and eyes her up and down.
Quite a fine beauty that you've got there.
Very voluptuous. She's got a really good aim on her.
What are you talking?
So, if you don't mind me asking, I appreciate the stew, but what brings you here today?
Well, Thomas, we are working on what is your deepest desires, and I'm making
fuck
sure
the
that
Crimson Court! Fuck those vampiric pieces of fucking shit! Sorry. Yes.
Yes, and I'm making sure that it's a few days in a row. I want to make sure that your message is still consistent and clear, because I want to ensure that you are expressing your desires
Kiyu-chan, thank you for the follow. I
completely,
appreciate it.
and then my friends here, they're just accompanying me.
The main thing I've got to ask you is, are those vampiric pieces of fucking shit, are they dead? Huh? Are they dead now?
Technically,
Wait.
Shiny
undead,
one,
but
thank you.
okay.
Hold up. That I thought you were talking about the court. Now
Yes!
you're talking about undead.
The court
Yes.
is undead, Vanya.
See?
Well,
The old man points towards Red.
See, she knows I'm not the only one that knows. Yes. Vampires. They're all vampires. Yes. Undead.
I thought we were first talking about the governing on the wall.
Yes, the governing
no, that's the
vampires.
yes. Thomas, yes.
Yes,
This
yes,
is why we
no.
have multiple sessions to get down
Oh,
to
of
exactly
course.
what you desire, right?
Yeah.
And
yes.
here's you.
Well, all I want is my position back in the old office.
Wait, you want your position? You want your
Well,
position back
I
now,
would be
because
out
I
here
thought...
on the streets, would I, if those vampire fucks had just keeled over?
Well, the first thing that you said was that you wanted the knowledge that they were gone. Now you want your position back as well.
Yes, of course I do. You know, I've had time to think. Very much time to think.
Can you pass a physical test to be in that position?
I've
Should we
been
think
on
about
these
other
streets
positions?
for 50 years. I am nearly 70 years old. You see me?
And the old man motions to ragged clothes and his rather emaciated form.
Do I look like I could pass some sort of physical, huh?
Well, I mean, for your previous position, should we think of something that you would be more suitable for now, right?
He quickly taps his head.
Up here. Yes, up here is all fine. The body fails. Yes, the body fails, but the mind is strong.
What about getting your pension restored? I'm sure that that would be a help to you.
Pension? Oh, you youthful. This is not a story. Oh, there is no pensions, no help for those on the streets. There is only begging and poverty. Yes.
Well, I mean, to add on to what would have been your pension?
The old beggar looks towards Reza with an arched brow, and then to Vanya.
Are you here to deliver me on the news that the court have finally keeled over or not? Or are you working towards that endeavor?
What about
Reza.
something tangible, realistic?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Okay, well, you young boy, yes, you.
A shaky hand points towards Cypher.
What are you suggesting?
Woman, you're never gonna get what you want from the court, right? You know that, right?
Fuck the court! Fuck them all, the vampiric bastards! But, well, go on.
What about just one little piece of happiness to keep you going through the last few years of your life?
Are you saying I'm old? Huh? You fucking youthful.
No. He's
That's exactly what I was saying. He is on. Look at him.
Thomas begins to try and rise from his crouched position on the side of the curb, using an old piece of wood as a walking stick. He's starts shaking his fist towards like,
I'll fucking show you. Yes, I will. Okay, you can't speak to me like that. Yes,
Garrett steps forward.
Go on.
No. Manners.
What were we talking about again?
The stew. The stew that.
Oh, Stuart, is this for me?
Vanya?
Yeah, yes, it's for you. It seems as though today is not a good day. I will come back tomorrow and we will talk again because today you did not wake up on the right side of the bed. So enjoy this stew.
Do you know why? I've been watching The Office last night and the new governor of the lower streets, did you see? Yes, he was sneaking out with a couple of wenches, he was. Yes. And according to words on the street, his other half is not happy. If she knew, he would be flayed alive.
Okay, well, we'll look into this, and you enjoy your stew, and and I'll be back tomorrow.
By this point, he's already,
Right.
scooping the soup out of the bowl with his hand. He's like,
I'm already feeling. I feel youthful. My health. I've never been this angry in years. This is great.
As they walk off, Vanya is going to look at Cypher, Reza, and Garrett and say, this is why I've decided to do multiple interview sessions to see if, they're right in their mind and consistent in what they want. And apparently he's not right. He's all over the place with his wants.
Yup.
And yeah, I think I've got to find someone else.
No, easy money.
Reminds
No.
me of somebody else I know who is also all over the place.
It's not about the money, Cypher. It's about creating peace and like what is peace within their deepest, darkest desires, and
Peace for
I
him
don't
would be
want
a
to
wooden
create
box.
hostility. What?
I said peace for him would be a wooden box.
If he keeps shouting about the courts, he will find himself in a wooden box sooner rather than later.
So you think I should help him to keep him from shouting? But I kind of feel like even if I help him, he's gonna shout anyways.
I think the best thing you could do is keep away from that man. People who cause that much attention will only end up dragging you down with him. More importantly,
No,
put
I-
Cypher in danger.
I think so too, Garrett, because like after our interaction today, because it felt completely different from what we had talked about before, that like I need to find someone else to help. We all in agreement, because I wanted to like I've normally you guys don't follow us, and Cypher and I kind of talk through these things, and now I have two additional voices of reason, and I don't think he's the one.
Reza's just continuing walking towards the society and just like not paying attention to the conversation.
Garrett, is that I mean, are you confirming what I'm feeling? Like, because he's gonna forget me the next day, so I can move on to someone else, right?
I'm going to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. And when it comes to you and your training, you do you. I am okay, whatever you do. But if you bring him into any danger through your actions, you'll have me to answer to.
Okay, well, that answered my question. Thomas is off the table. Cypher,
What?
we're taking a different street to our lessons now.
Okay, but if you still want his soul, I know a different way. Just saying.
Wait, like you want his soul?
Don't worry about it.
Thomas's soul?
So, with that, by this point, with this conversation ongoing, you eventually make your way through lower streets into Market Row, off to the side through the alleys, before eventually reaching the heavy iron door of the society. With the usual rap on the door, the iron slit just two piercing green eyes look out. My. On time, as always. Come! As the iron slit closes, the door begins to echo through the chambers of several locks now opening, and the nurse offers a single nod in greeting to you all.
Morning.
Hi.
Yes, it is indeed morning now. Come. Oh, we have additional guests today. Garrett, Teresa. Oh, pleasure.
Nurse.
Morning, nurse.
Mm-hmm. Come, step inside. Must be an occasion for you two to be here. Yes. As you step in,
Move along.
no, it's all right. As you step inside the long, ruined hall of the society, the nurse closes the door behind you. She turns to follow you from behind, and again, you would hear the multitude of magical locks closing behind you. And you hear this call out. Certainly interesting. Dare say there is something of interest that would bring you here as of late. At this point, you would reach the main chamber of the society. And the nurse offers a hand towards a couple of wooden chairs around a small desk just off to the right. Sit. I'm sure there are things to discuss. Yes?
Indeed,
We found a monster.
among other things. Are the coroner and the botanist both available this morning to have a chat?
You wish both the coroner and the botanist. My, you are asking quite a lot, my dear.
What? Wait. Why would that? What? Why would that be a lot? Do we need to visit with them separately? Like, I mean,
Well,
I
you're
visited
asking
with
me
all
to
of
bring them
within
both
all-
into the chamber at the same time.
I can go get the botanist if that's too much, and Cypher can go get the coroner.
This is fine. I am just playing with you.
Oh,
With that, you see the nurse's eyes flicker momentarily. Garrett, Vanya, you would immediately recognize a slight arcane energy emit from the nurse, of that of a telepathic ability, since you're both telepaths.
No, I'm sure that wasn't too taxing for you now, was it?
Oh, it hurts when I have to use my abilities for the sake of others, but, well, since it's my most precious disciple, she motions a hand towards Vanya, consider this courtesy, yes. So, while the coroner and the botanist make their way here, pray do tell me why. I am intrigued. Especially you. She points her finger towards Garrett. You. God, I can feel your contempt. Yes. You don't like talking to me, do you?
I have had dealings with your kind. My family has had dealings with your kind.
Oh, I am
It's never
sure.
been cordial between us.
But we are all friends here, are we not? I offer you no ill will, no. So treat me as you would any other. Granted, well, you keep your secrets, yes, and I'll keep mine.
My memory runs long and deep.
Of course it does. It will be at this moment.
My
Sorry, go on. Go on, Garrett.
And my self-control is well in check. The fact that we're talking politely with no weapons or threats issued is due to the fact that we are under this roof, and at the moment circumstance proved us to, if not be friends, but neighbours with each other.
So be it. My apologies, your lordship. And the nurse just offers this over-the-top, flourished curtsy. And it's at that moment where you hear the sound of a stone door being opened, and emerging is the form of a hunched, old figure as the coroner steps into the main chamber. You have some nerve calling. Oh, guests. I see.
Apologies for the intrusion, Coroner, but we have a topic we would like to discuss with you that I hope may be of some interest to you as well.
Is that so? Fine. With that, the coroner begins to slowly make his way towards this desk that you're all sat around. He glances towards the nurse, and through the withered features, you're not sure whether he gives her a nod of understanding or just a general scowl of "go fuck yourself" for calling me to this trivial matter. Yeah, the nurse just offers a single bow of the head towards the coroner as he positions himself and sits. As that happens, the nurse pipes up for a moment. My apologies, but the lady botanist says she will be but a few moments. There are matters that demand her attention before she can appear before you.
Of course, I do not know if her presence is entirely necessary, but I did not want to exclude her from our discussions arbitrarily.
So, why are you here? You have questions, things that I may be interesting. Go on.
Reza glances to Garrett for a nod to go ahead and spill the beans before she starts talking.
Guy gives a almost unperceivable nod that only vampire's keen eyesight would pick up.
Love it. Well, it seems that we have discovered some sort of entrance into the city below. Conveniently or inconveniently, and some interesting manuscripts dating back a couple of 100 years about said place, and well, it's hard to find people whose memories go back that far in this place, but I think yours might.
You found old tomes regarding the city below, and see, ask your questions. I may have answers. But bear in mind, there are prices for information.
As he says this, he looks towards Cypher.
Of course. Well, our primary concern is with dealing with the more pernicious creatures from the city below who have a disregard for physical structures, and how to prevent them from entering our tavern should they appear. Do you have any suggestions how we might deal with those creatures?
Those of the incorporeal nature, yes. You wish to bar them. Let me guess. There is some form of portal, or you are worried that those of the damned will roam. Wish to seal them off, yes?
Yes, something of that nature. I am somewhat familiar with a few creatures who call that hellscape home. I'm thinking particularly of the haunts and the anguishers.
Unpleasant. Uncontrollable, yes. Should those reach the surface again, the cart would move. No. I have an idea. Preparations for a barrier, yes, that needs to be constructed.
The coroner points towards Cypher and Vanya.
You two would be useful. Yes.
Okay.
Teachings. You
He points towards Cypher.
understand construction of application of the soul. Yes, and you
Then points towards Vanya.
Constructs.
ability of the flow of arcane energy.
Same thing, yeah.
Molding of both of these would be sufficient as a deterrent. But you require counsel. Yes, counsel.
Like a wall?
The coroner just nods in response to the question.
Do I have to touch Cypher's hands? Or is it an energy? Oh, I'm assuming we'll learn this. Okay.
Yeti, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the crew.
The coroner just slowly begins to nod.
Yes. Touching? No. No, but it's, the mixing of both arcane energies and that of the ethereal plane are required to act as a deterrent. Yes, deterrent for those who are damned.
So we're gonna constantly have to move our hands to mix it.
The coroner looks then back towards Reza.
Any other questions? What is it? You said you had information of those below. Some sort of old tomes years prior, yes?
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Can now.
Okay, good. Yes, we discovered these. The tomes themselves were about 200 years old, and then apparently they'd been studied recently. My particular question... Well, I suppose there'll be a prize for this, but what do you know of the city below?
Would it be more advantageous to say before 50 years ago?
The coroner, almost uncharacteristically, leans forward from his seating position at this small table, rests his elbows on the table, his chin on his hands, and looks towards Reza with his cloudy eyes.
Depending upon your question, I may have answers, yes.
Have you ever been there?
Yes.
It's, Vanya raises her hand.
Go on.
Does this mean that it's open to everyone questioning right now?
The city below has been
Okay.
there for eons. Longer than your lifespans will ever be. Hundreds, thousands of years. It has
So what-
laid there, undisturbed.
So I'm gonna take that as a yes. So
What
I
disturbed
want to
you?
ask, what? Reza, did you say something?
What disturbed it?
Yes. And I want to know the exact same question like 50 years ago. Like, it's like, was this happening before? And what made it burst from outside within? So basically, I think that's a good question. What burst it?
Fleas such as yourselves should not delve into things outside of your possibilities.
Please, like pests, like
He is
things
things
that
beyond what we should know, but
Oh, I was thinking parasites, like we
no.
stuck upon. No.
And Reza just kind of stares into the eyes of the coroner. No animosity, just trying to meet him on his level, and she says, I was born there. Forgive me for trying to understand more about the place that created me.
Then you would do well to forget your birthright and live the life that you have been given. The city below is not for your investigation. It is a place.
The coroner immediately stops talking and almost definitely inhumanly, due to the fact that he is undead, his head just slowly tilts towards Vanya.
Was it an experiment that multiplied and was the ability to let them erupt 50 years ago that allowed them to come from beneath the city?
You are dabbling in information, in knowledge that has been long forgotten.
No, I'm just reading.
Do not delve deeper.
What will happen if I delve deeper?
The coroner slowly looks towards Reza, and a emaciated hand points towards the vampire.
This is the gift, at the bare minimum, for those who delve into the depths, into the city below. Focus on your own goals, for the city below only offers damnation.
So, are you saying that if we dive below, we will become...
Enough, Vanya.
Oh.
We're getting off topic here. What we
Okay.
came here today was finding a way to keep us safe. Not exploring places of power that mortals have no business being in.
I'm glad you redirected it, because by the end of this, I wasn't really sure what we were trying to get to. Okay.
We are sealing the entrance to our home. That is today's goal.
The coroner seems to... granted, a withered corpse is hard to read, but he does lean back into the chair as if whatever tension was in the air has left him, and he slowly nods.
Yes, sealing. You,
Points to Vanya, and then to Cypher.
I will tutor you on erecting a barrier that will stop spirits, souls, from reaching out from the city below.
Okay.
Is there anything special that we need? Like, will you show us that?
No, if you are sealing the city below, then I will provide all you need.
At that, the nurse immediately flips her head 90 degrees to look at the coroner, her eyebrows arched in surprise. Well, this is unexpected, the coroner. Giving things, in fact, rare ingredients for materials for a spell for free. Oh dear, it's almost like you have a
Silence, wench, lest you be cast down to whatever infernal pit you crawled out of.
coroner, having spat out this comment, turns back to you all.
Thank you, Coroner. I feel that in this respect, neither of my group or members of society would be. It would make our life harder if any denizens of a city below were to make it into the upper city.
Yes. You have proven to be useful, along with the prodigy. I do not wish for you to fall upon the misfortune from aeons ago. Sealing the city below. Yes, is something that I will assist with.
It's at that moment where, emerging from another door of the main chamber, the botanist appears. Various branches from the dryad reach out, acting like almost spider legs as she begins to float over, and she casts a glance around the group with a bit of an inquisitive expression. Well, this looks tense. Yes. Have I appeared at a bad time?
Garrett replies in very archaic Sylvan. Not at all, sister of the trees. We require your advice as well, if possible.
The botanist offers a single nod as she begins to lower herself, the various branches acting as legs, easing her down as she glides into a chair. She looks to her left at the coroner and the nurse, obviously sensing some sort of tension in the air as she then nods and turns back to Garrett and also in Sylvan replies, Thank you for the trust placed in my abilities. I will offer whatever knowledge is required of me. Yes.
Garrett goes back to speaking common. For the members of the party that doesn't even understand Sylvan.
Yeah.
We've just been explaining to your colleagues here about under our home there is an entrance to the city below. Coroner here is going to help us seal ourselves from the spirits. But we have some cracks in the walls and some gate lattices that leave us open to more corporeal threats.
Well, you already have something that would fix that problem. A gift I gave to you quite a few weeks back. Should you still possess it?
I still possess your gift, although I have never felt the need to use it, and I must admit that I do not understand the gift you gave.
Did I not explain it? My apologies.
Only to sprinkle water on it.
That root, when sprinkled with water, will return to life and obey the command of those who summon it, who call it, who you will be its mother, its father, yes, and it will grow as much as you wish. If you wish to plug a gap, it will plug the gap, with it being of my own. Well, there is few things, apart from, well, those gathered here and those of similar power, that could break it.
I did not understand the import of the gift you gave me. This is a princely gift, and I thank you.
A gift princely. The botanist just bows her head slowly, offering a nod, or half shyly, half respectfully, towards Garrett, and she looks towards the rest of the group. Van, yeah, it has been a. How are you? Look tired. So tired.
She's eating something in her pocket.
Oh, she is.
Sorry. I've been reading and I've been studying. You know, I think this is all great. Is there anything that we can use holistically that can deter some of these things underneath by, by essence or by, diffusing within like a diffuser or fire or
Vanya, what are you talking about?
like
Are you? You're making
Monster repellent.
yeah, like herbs or something. Like you can either like spritz something or you can light it on fire to diffuse
Well,
like sage
perhaps
or
we should tell the botanist about the nature of our problem so she can more properly answer.
no, I mean yes, you're totally right. Like undead. That you said some things can come through a wall.
Right, so
Yeah.
botanist, I'm not sure how much you heard, but we have discovered a potential way for creatures from the city below to escape that place through our cellar under the Barrens.
How terrible.
Yes, indeed, and the coroner has offered to have my two companions here learn how to create some sort of barrier, and you gave of yourself this amazing gift to Garrett. Would your gift be capable of stopping those creatures who are able to travel through walls?
Those of the. No. Well, the gift would stop the vast majority of creatures. Those who would work their way up from the depths, yes. But those of a spiritual, no. She motioned a hand towards the coroner. But with the barrier and my gift, then perhaps, not perhaps, but I am certain that all but the most inquisitive, yes, of creatures would not be able to break through.
But what about the overly inquisitive creatures? How do
Who did-
we combat those?
Could it
Shut
withstand a quiet one?
Should those quiet ones not but ticks festering on flesh, no. No, should those of a truly inquisitive nature wish to break free, then you must let me know. At the expense of your companion's life. Yes, one of you should be able to make it.
Vanya looks at Reza confused, like, wait, is she
Don't worry
saying we
about
should
it, dear. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you after you've had a nice long nap.
Okay. I'm seeing at this point, seeing things and obviously hearing things that I must sacrifice myself, and this is not.
No,
No.
you're not being asked to sacrifice yourself.
I didn't think so, but you know,
Just
in that
quiet.
state.
Just quiet.
So,
Deep
from,
breaths.
from an out of character point of view, you get the impression that the vast majority of the minions from the city below would be repelled with both a wall made of thorns from a dryad and the coroner's barrier would be more than enough to dissuade most denizens from the city below from inquiring further. His intonation in regards to more inquisitive inhabitants, I'm going to leave that up to... I'm going to leave that... Go on, Garrett. Go on.
Basically, anything strong enough to break through the barriers, we need to slow down enough for the coroner to get there to deal with it.
So, are we taking them with us? Is what you're saying?
No.
No, you're learning how to create the barrier. Then we're gonna
Okay.
create the barrier, plant the tree, and if something
Correct.
gets through those two, we're gonna shove Vanya at it, and then the rest of us run to get the coroner to come and help.
So here's my interpretation. We're gonna do all of that. Then we're gonna trap them somehow, and then go get the coroner to help.
The coroner?
The coroner.
Oh, the coroner's going to come and sort shit out. He's coming.
But we're not.
Oh, Lord, he's coming.
We're
Sorry.
not throwing Vanya at it. We're throwing the coroner. Did I get it that time?
Yeah, so basically, in a nutshell, should anything break through said barrier of, the botanist's dried root and, a barrier erected by the knowledge of the coroner, should anything break through that, it's time to evacuate.
You bitches trying to throw Vanya at it.
So, is there any more questions? Not of the history. No. History should remain buried, forgotten. Yes.
Cypher's gonna put his hand in his pocket, pull out a piece of parchment, put it on the desk and roll it out. And this is a picture of the obelisk.
The obelisk that the coroner has, or the obelisk that's
No, the
beneath?
obelisk from the book, and it's very detailed. This one, like he drooled on the first one, and it was half on his face when he woke up. But he made a copy, like as best he could.
I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
As this piece of parchment is unfurled on the table in front of the coroner begins to cast his eyes to his left, and as it settles upon the parchment, he immediately stands up, rises from his seated position, extends a hand, and all of a sudden everything goes white.
Yeah.
To have ringing noise in my ear too.
Absolutely. Your vision immediately flashes white. Hearing is nothing but ringing as, with an outstretched hand, the coroner...
That should remain buried.
But Vanya
So go on.
would have like instantly noticed what he put down and then
You noticed that he put down, but
You didn't know that reaction was coming.
you didn't
No,
know
I
he
didn't
was
know
going
the
to
reaction.
blow it apart with a flame strike. Oh, man. So, Reza, Vanya, you take 23 points of radiant fire damage. Garrett, Cypher, you manage at the last minute. In fact, what happens as the coroner immediately rises, spits out these words? His eyes immediately seem to flicker with a what can only be described as divine judgment. This golden red glow just shimmers across his eyes as his hand outstretches. A ball of fire immediately appears, and at that moment, that's when everything goes white.
Can you throw up the damage for us, particularly?
I can.
Thank you.
I did.
It's already up.
There you go. So did it. So did it. You may need to scroll down a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah, it wasn't moving. Thank you.
Cypher immediately cloaks himself in shadow because, like, his innate fucking self-preservation kicks in. He knows this, the second his eyes make contact with it, he's like, "Oh fuck, I've done fucked up. Defend myself." So he cloaks himself in shadow and just lunges backwards out the way.
Garrett's seen Cypher cast spells before, and whereas there's usually darkness in Cypher's eyes, the divine light in the coroner's eyes, he still sees as danger, and he leaps in front of the now cloaked Cypher's body, wanting to protect him with his own, and hopes that his fast movement's enough to save the both of them.
So, solution outside of this realm, like, with the coroner and all of them, would Vanya know within her studies and all of that, would she know the pendulum?
The pendulum?
I mean, not the pendulum. What the fuck's it called? The thing that Cypher drew out.
No. This
Obelisk.
no
Obelisk.
one. No. This is something that no. So as I say, basically you are hit with this. Not so much you personally. It's not aimed at you. As the coroner extends a hand towards this piece of parchment, immediately a 5th level spell of Flame Strike goes out. A few incantation, a brief mutter from him is heard before just white and a ringing noise. Reza and Vanya, you two are thrown from the table, along with the botanist and the nurse. They too failed their saves, and everyone just is scattered. The table, after the ringing stops and the white fades back to normal vision, you are both racked with pain. Garrett, Cypher, you would suffer half as much damage from that, because this is not a small spell. This is a 5th level.
Reza
Go.
gets up slowly. Kind of. Because she felt the divinity in it too, that it was radiant. And she just.
This should not emerge from below. You.
The finger points towards Cypher.
You will forget.
Go on, Reza, carry on. Just as this is something going on in the background.
So you have seen it. You're going to kill me too? Because it's in my memory too.
Vanya raises her hand. I saw it in the book as well.
Who are you to react like that to something like this?
You have no position nor power to ask of me. You step into my home, demand things of me. Do you wish to die?
No, I was asking a question.
This question is not to be asked. Forget what you saw of. There is nothing there that concerns you.
And Vanya pipes up.
Oh my god.
It's obvious that it has struck a nerve. And
Vanya, shut up.
I was just defending you.
This is not the time.
Okay.
We are in another person's abode, and we must respect their wishes.
It's a good point.
Right, let's everybody
Things
come on.
from eons ago lost to time will be forgotten.
That was like over 200 years ago.
Cypher gets up off the floor, dusts himself off, dusts Garrett off, and he goes, "I'm sorry, Master. I'll make sure to destroy the book."
What, my book?
Yes, your book.
We're destroying it?
Yes.
Did it tell us anything?
Not anymore.
I think we've learned as much as we should, and we should probably forget that we have learned.
And it's not gonna tell us how to destroy.
Vanya,
Seal off the city below. That is all
fine.
that is required. And think no more.
If you guys want to destroy it, it's fine.
As
Here's
an
the
act
book.
of contrition on our part, would you like us to turn over all documents to yourself?
At this, the coroner not so much exhales, but seems to regain his composure, and he lowers his head and remains silent for a good 60 seconds in this awkward encounter.
All notes of that which pertains to what lies in the center of the city below must be forgotten. I care not for adventures, or should you wish to delve deep into the catacombs, the necropolis, the old ruins of bygone eras, but what lies in the center must be forgotten. I care not for your tomes, but what lies in the center of the city below must be forgotten, never awakened, consulted. There has been 1, 2 calamities in my what you would call lifetimes. Should anyone interfere or begin to delve deeper with what remains at the center of the city, then there will be a third. Now,
The coroner motions to sit on the chair, but noticing that not only the chairs have been completely
He's just nuked the fucking
incinerated,
table.
the table has also been incinerated. The nurse is on one knee with her head bowed towards the coroner, and the botanist has currently got her back to the coroner.
I apologize.
So, Vanya raises her hand. Are you saying that we need to keep that blockaded up and not go down there?
Reza slaps her hand down and covers her mouth. Just says, quiet!
Yes.
Learn what you need to learn.
You would do well not to delve into what lies beneath. Even the court does not delve no longer into what lies beneath, for they are puppets.
All of the societies. Okay.
At that, the coroner bows his head to the group, turns his back on you all, and just silently makes his way to his door without saying anything further. You get the impression that, or at least you, Cypher, for spending so much time with him, this is the first time you've seen the coroner in a how to put this?
Emotional state.
Yeah, you rarely see him in get this worked up over things. I mean, well, you know, no one's ever seen him get worked up over something like this, and for him to almost be apologetic is unheard of. And the rest of you, you know, would notice that both the nurse and the botanist are cowed in almost fear from this explosive burst. As the coroner departs, with the stone door closing behind him, the nurse eventually stands from her kneeling position. Oh, you certainly have a way with words to piss him off. God, you either wills of iron or you are just stupid. And at this, she's staring towards Cypher, who unfurled this scroll.
Your words, hag, have no meaning here. Go back to your schemes.
Well,
Vanya's eyes are real big at listening to him calling her a hag.
She is a hag.
I would love to just rend whatever essence is embedded in that beautiful little concoction of yours, but, well, I think we've all seen more than enough for today. Vanya, I have nothing to teach you today, and at this point, the nurse, I would say that she no longer looks like herself. The sheer energy that would burst out from the coroner's spell, she has dropped her illusion and is now reverted to her normal hag form. Her skin, yes, her skin blistered from the radiant energies of the flame strike, and she just, well, it would appear that our benefactor is somewhat displeased. So if you have nothing to teach you today, I think I require a lie down.
I mean, it's okay because I'm switching prospects. Thomas isn't what I thought he would be, so I will continue upon that until you are rested up. So I'll give you a couple of days.
Yes, I come back in a week's time. And with that, the nurse immediately turns her back and she's gone.
Oh, okay, I'll have my first contract. Thank you.
The botanist also silently roll me a perception check, everyone. Garrett's too focused on Cypher. Vanya's too focused on the nurse. But Cypher and Reza, you do notice that just off in the background, the botanist has risen from her, her kneeling position by the wall that she was blown back to, and has just made her way towards the door without saying anything. She just seems to be trying to skulk away silently. So, if there is anything Reza or Cypher wishes to ask the botanist, now's the chance before she dashes off.
Cypher's just gonna run up, put his hand on her, and goes, "I'm sorry." And then he's gonna leave.
These things happen. Yes. If you would excuse me. She limps off, closing the door behind her into her own chamber, leaving the four of you in a somewhat rubble-strewn main chamber of the society.
Okay, time to go.
Yes, let's go home. And as soon as we get home, I want all tomes and notes delivered to me.
All my books?
They're not your books anymore.
Okay.
So with that, wounded by this radiant fire, you depart the society, heading back into the streets of Novostoya on the return journey back to the Baron's Folly. And with that, we shall call it there. Thoughts? Out of character discussion?
Don't anger the fucking lich.
Well done, Lucius.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
I'm down to 8 hit points. Damn it!
I had to know. I had to know.
Oh, we all know now.
We've learned a lot today.
Good.
We also know that Vanya will never learn when to shut up.
Listen.
I was one click away from banishment.
Listen, she did not cause everybody to get whatever fire strike, whatnot.
She's really bad at reading a room.
She is
I
because
dare
she's
say
more.
you didn't help his mood very much.
She is more focused on whether she is going to get in trouble or not, and didn't expect that.
Yeah. Good job you rested, Garrett.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I would imagine, through the streets, you would probably help a somewhat wounded Vanya back. Anything anyone wishes to say on that before we close out
Oh yeah.
today's
Those books are
session?
getting burnt, by the way. As soon as I get back.
What'd he say?
The books are getting burnt as soon as we get back.
Oh, here's the thing. Vanya is on the way back, is going to, express Cypher's innocence of, we were reading these books together, just didn't know what they were.
Mm-hmm.
Cypher knew exactly what it was. Sort of. Well, he had an inkling.
Not exactly, yeah.
Well,
Ren-
that's just pity healing.
Reza, are you doing something there on the way back?
Yeah, she is pulling out one of her vials of blood and she's taking a sip because she got pretty banged up there too. Down to 16 HP.
Hold on, I'll have to go to another place to be able to take this.
not
You
gonna
took
work.
radiant damage, don't you? Have to wait before you can heal.
Not at the moment.
No.
Oh, right, okay. She's still at... Right, never mind. Okay, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I would have taken extra damage if that was the case, but
Yes.
she doesn't take extra damage from
you're-
Radiant yet.
At the moment, you're good. It hurt
Yeah.
a lot. It's certainly unpleasant, but yes, not to the point of being a true issue just yet.
How do I take this? Hold on. My healing potion.
Click on that in your inventory.
Oh, there it is!
You got it?
Sorry, I
So
didn't mean
good.
to yell.
No,
Just
you
a
can yell
quick-
all you want.
Mechanical
away.
question.
I got
Yep.
excited.
The flame strike, is it 50-50 fire and radiant?
It is, yes. In fact, actually, I can tell you exactly what it is. If we click on the flame strike... Nope, you can't do it on there. I can do it, though.
I can't click on it. No.
It's 14 damage radiant, 9 damage fire.
That's still fine. I mean, I block 2 of the fire damage.
I will take that healing for
Okay.
23 total.
Okay, I will heal you. Have you managed to do it, or you do you want me to do it for you?
Yeah,
you got
I already
Okay,
did
thank
it.
you.
But if you want to give me 23 more, I'll do it.
So on the way back through the streets, you've got Reza who's sipping away at this vial of blood. Vanya downing a potion of healing. And that's where we will cut off the session. So next session it will be probably the next day. Back at the or at least on the return or at the folly. So yeah, with that, closing statements.
Goodbye, chat.
Goodbye, chat.
Bye,
Goodbye.
All right, let's bring that down for the music. Mute that. And yeah. Whew. Unexpected. Let's bring up some tunes. Come on. What am I doing with my life? I have no idea these days. There we go. That'll do. So, everyone, thank you very much for joining us for episode 22, where people got blown the fuck up. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday for episode 23, where there may be something interesting. Yeah, I'm going to put it that way. There's definitely something interesting happening next week. Definitely not one to miss out on. So with that, I'm going to head us over to the end screen. Thank you for all the support, everyone. For the multitude of follows from Kiyu Chan, Shiny One, Pocket Yeti, I appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Again, to the resubs from Guild Superior, Diesel, Sneeze, Callie, and Lucius. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, I will see you all next Sunday. In the meantime, I will see if there's anyone to raid, hopefully. But with that, I'm going to shut my mouth and see you all on Sunday. Ta-ta for now.